guys, I'm so excited to teach you this lesson because it is one that is super easy. And I like to call it the zeros rule. Remember, you guys, how much I love the number 0 because it's that happy number that is just super easy, right? So today in this lesson, this video, we're going to be practicing multiplying by tens, hundreds, and thousands. And actually, I'm gonna go like this just to hone in on that. Have one line, one line, 2 lines, and 3 lines. You'll see in just a second why I put it like that. So the zeros rule, you guys, is so easy when you're multiplying numbers. Okay, so let's say you had the number, let's say you had the number 5, or the equation 5 times 10. Okay, we know how to multiply by tens, right? And it's pretty easy, even if you're skip counting, 5, 10, 15, 20, or sorry, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, right? So it'd be like 5 tens, right? Okay, so I've got these 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we could easily say that's 50. But, guys, there's an easier way, and probably lots of you guys already know this, but check this out. See how I put one little squiggle line under there? That's because 10 has 1 0. Okay? So all I have to do in my answer then is I take this initial number and I put 1 0 behind it because 10 has 1 0. If it was 5 times 100, I have 2 zeros. So I would take my initial number, I would put it there, and then I would add both of those zeros to the end. Same thing. If it was 5 times 1,000, I would see how many zeros I have, take my initial number, 5, and add 3 zeros. Okay? And it's all the exact same thing. So if we look at this, 5 times 10 is like 5 tens. 5 times 100 is like 5 hundreds. Oops. So that would be 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So it actually just works out. 5 times 1,000 would be like 5 groups of 1,000. So 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. So this way it works, but this way is much faster, okay? It's going to make it a lot faster for you. So let's practice a couple others. Let's try a little bit of a harder question this time. So what if we said we took the number, let me erase a little bit here. Let's go bigger. Okay, let's shoot for something a little bit more difficult this time, now that you guys get the idea. So let's say I had 120 times 10. Okay, so now you're like, ooh, that one's not quite as easy, Mrs. Can, but actually it is. So check it out. We do the exact same thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at 12 times 1. So, okay, we're just going to kind of ignore the zeros for right now. Okay, so we have that 0. We're just going to ignore those zeros. And we're going to say, that's just kind of like saying 12 times 1, which is 12. And then how many zeros do I have? 1, 2. So I'm going to move those zeros over here like that. Okay, so let's make it even harder. What if I had 25 times 400? Okay, so I'm going to take, again, I'm going to say, let's pretend there's no zeros. I'm going to look at the 25 times 4, and that to me, I always think of quarters, right? 25 cents, so 4 quarters is 100. And then I have 2 zeros. So I'm going to move those over. And then I always like to go back and actually put the proper spaces in. Okay, so it would be 10,000. Let's do another one. How about 90 times 500? Okay, so again, this is super easy, guys, because we're just working actually with our basic facts. We're going to ignore the zeros for now, and we're going to look at 9 times 5, which is 45. And now I'm going to take my zeros, and I'm going to put them back. So I have 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3. So it would be 4,500. Okay, one more, last one. Let's say I had, let's just do a really hard one for fun. Let's say I had 7,000 times 800. Okay, not hard again if you're following the pattern. So I'm going to ignore all my zeros. This time I have 5 of them. I'm going to ignore them for now, and I'm just going to look at 7 times 8. So 7 times 8 is 56, right? And then I'm going to take all my zeros. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to put 5 zeros on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to put my proper spaces in where I always start out this end. 1, 2, 3, space, 1, 2, 3, space. So this would be 5,600,000. Okay, so hopefully that made good sense to you. So this zeros rule, you guys, is so easy. You just ignore the zeros, right? That's step number 1. Ignore the zeros. And step number 2 is multiply the basic facts, right? Oops. Kind of like here, we just did 7 times 8, so multiply the basic facts. And then 3, add the zeros back. And you'll always get the right answer. Okay, move into the next video, and I'm going to explain the next step of how to practice this.